special guest in the reading room, none other than Greta Maloney! Hi! And before you ask, yes.
I am the Greta Maloney of the phony baloney of Greta Maloney.
It's such an honor to have an entire book named after you.
Or is it?
What? Okay, so what Jefferson is trying to say is that the title would suggest that...
You're a liar, liar, pants on fire.
Really? Well, the phrase phony baloney suggests that somebody isn't telling the truth.
Oh my.
Wait, Greta. Are you pretending you don't know the meaning of phony baloney?
Also known as lying.
Also known as obfuscating?
Also known as purposely misleading.
Also known as deceiving? Wow. There are a lot of words that mean lying.
I love them all.
Where's Greta?
How would I know?
You were standing right next to her.
Maybe she went to get water for her pants.
Why?
Because they're on fire.
You tell jokes now. Well, she couldn't have gone far.
Why not?
Because she doesn't drive.
We've never lost anyone before.
We should go look for her.
Okay.
Good idea, Green Bear and Duck the Dinosaur, and we will get started. And right away, check out the special scribble to the honestly awesome KidTime family. And the scribble is Karla Clark. She signed it for us, and look at that scribble. That is the clearest scribble I've ever seen. And there's Greta. Oh, maybe she skated away.
We can't find her.
Maybe she left in a rocket ship.
Maybe she left in an Uber.
You only looked for like 7 seconds. I think we may have scared her with all our gigantic vocabulary words. Greta Maloney had a big imagination, huge. She and her dog Digby spent hours playing in her room. Look at all the worlds they imagined and the swimming and the adventures. They went on grand adventures. They hiked through the jungle. They sailed across the 7 seas. And they even skateboarded on the rings of Saturn. Impressive. Sometimes Greta wished that her adventures were real and that Digby was her brother instead of her dog. Woof! That way, she could have someone else to dream with and look at the power of her imagination. Greta wants a brother so badly that she has reimagined Digby the dog as woof woof woof. Digby, a kid who still woofs. Woof! On the first day of school, Penny Piccadilly showed Greta a bite mark on her arm. My baby brother bit me. He's so annoying. Well, I have 12 annoying brothers who steal my toys and 14 annoying sisters who eat my candy, said Greta. That's phony Maloney, Greta Maloney, shouted Cooper Carlson. How would Cooper know, you ask? Cooper lived across the street from Greta. Boom. You don't have any brothers or sisters. Because if you lived across a family with 27 kids, you'd notice. At show and tell, Lana Littles showed the class, her pet turtle. When it was Greta's turn, she thrust her T-Rex in the air, her stuffy T-Rex, and yelled, I have a real pet dinosaur at home. Huh. That's phony baloney, Greta Maloney. And who do you think said that?
The spy across the street.
Not a spy, but her neighbor, who knew that Greta's only pet was her dog, Digby. Caught again. Woof. Miss Young said, maybe Greta means she wished she had a pet dinosaur. Is that what you mean, Greta? I'm sure that's it. Not everyone has a cool dinosaur hanging around the house like we do.
No, Miss Young, I have a real T-Rex. He watches TV with me and makes me peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with his tiny little arms.
More like baloney sandwiches, Cooper Carlson mumbled.
That Cooper thing is raining on Greta Thing's parade, and I like it.
Storyteller!
Storyteller, we still have not found Greta.
And I'm hungry for bologna sandwiches.
Keep looking.
Oh.
At lunchtime, Margaret Mittens talked about her summer trip to the Kennedy Space Center. That's so cool. That's in Cape Canaveral, Florida. Incredible place to visit. I saw a space shuttle and met an astronaut, said Margaret.
My dad is an astronaut,
Greta chimed in. Uh-oh.
We flew to the moon last week on his rocket ship.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You saw that?
The part where she stepped all over Margaret Thing's story so she could steal all the attention with a gargantuan lie.
Yeah.
Listen to me. You're good. Very good. But not as good as me.
I think we've officially moved beyond wishful thinking and into attention hogging. And guess who else caught that lie?
That's phony baloney, Greta Maloney,
Shouted Cooper Carlson, who knew that Greta's dad was a mailman and not an astronaut. Wah, wah. Later, Felix Finnegan said he had his tonsils removed over the summer.
I had my tonsils removed over the summer.
And then Greta announced,
I broke my wrist, arm, leg, and even one eyeball.
What?
That's just more phony baloney, Greta Maloney,
said Cooper Carlson, our fact checker, who knew that Greta was healthy all summer, riding her bike and running around the neighborhood.
Besides, I broke all that plus 3 horns last summer, so there.
That's phony baloney with Jefferson. And look at poor Felix. He had told this great story and he thought that somebody was going to ask him how he was feeling, and Greta just hijacked his story. And I noticed something interesting about this kid. Check it out. Felix has a cochlear implant. That's that special implant that kids sometimes have who are hard of hearing, and that helps them hear the world around them.
Greta,
Said Miss Young, are you sure you're not exaggerating a teeny tiny bit, as Greta's having stories about falling out of the sky and big explosions with lollipops through the air because, I don't know.
No, Miss Young, it's all true. Phony baloney, Greta Maloney, sang Penny Piccadilly.
Phony baloney, Greta Maloney, echoed Margaret Mittens. Sounding like everyone has had enough.
Class, that's enough,
Miss Young said. We don't call each other names. Greta, with your lively imagination, maybe someday you'll write stories.
Ha! Stories about baloney,
Cooper Carlson said, and then the children laughed and laughed. And looked at poor Greta. Oh, no. I know that Greta upset her classmates, but laughing at her like that, it just feels wrong, too, and mean.
I found her.
Hi,
Greta! Okay, now where's Green Bear?
Looking for baloney.
I'm sorry I ran. I was embarrassed.
I can see why now.
But I need you to know something.
No, what?
I never meant to hurt anybody.
I know you didn't mean to, Greta.
But Greta, why did you lie?
Well, I didn't think I was lying. You see, my friends would tell a story, and then it would spark my imagination.
Uh-huh.
And then my idea would become a big story.
Uh-huh.
And I thought everyone would love it and like me.
Oh.
But I didn't realize how I was making other kids feel.
Until this moment in the book?
Yeah, but don't worry, everything is about to change.
Yay!
Almost.
To be continued. That night, when Mom tucked her in, Greta told her that she made 43 new best friends at school, which is just, even if it were true, very difficult to manage. Oh, you and your imagination, her mom said, and kissed her head. And Greta thought about her day. She hadn't really made 43 new friends. In fact, she hadn't made any friends at all. Was Cooper Carlson right? Was she full of phony baloney? Valid questions to be asking herself. As she left for school the next morning, Greta's mom said, "Honey, I love all your wonderful stories, but if you want to make friends, don't forget to show them who you really are." You know who you are. At school, Penny Piccadilly showed the class her leg. Another bite mark from her baby brother. Ouch!
Well, my 19 brothers and 23 sisters bite me all the time,
Greta announced. Is that really true, Greta? Penny Piccadilly asked. Greta thought for a long moment.
I guess not,
she finally said, "Now it's going to happen!" "So, if it's not true," Felix Finnegan said, "then it's just a story?" "Yes," Greta said, "it's just a story." "Wait a minute, that's it!" "We're about to find out what's it." "That's who I really am, a storyteller!" "What?"
Surprise!
Ooh, so that makes you a liar, liar, pants on fire.
No, we are creative.
And imaginative!
Ooh, you're ganging up on me.
Please keep reading my story. I promise I keep getting better.
That was really a twist I was not expecting. Well, now that she's a storyteller. "Oh, well, we all love stories," Margaret Mitten said. "Can you tell another one?" And so Greta happily told a long story about how she and Digby, the dog, built a time machine in her garage and how they went back to the dinosaur age and met a brontosaurus named Bruno, who I guess we can talk about. "Good story," said Margaret Mittens, because it truly was a great story. At lunchtime, when Greta unwrapped her sandwich, she stood up on her chair, very dramatically, and said, "Hey, everybody, look! Now the only baloney about me is my sandwich." And then, guess who else climbed up there with her? Cooper Carlson, the spy, her next-door neighbor. And what did he say? He raised her hand and shouted, "No more phony baloney, Greta Maloney! Just Greta Maloney, the one and only." What a scene!
What a scene! What a sandwich!
It's practically cinematic. The end. Or is it? Because now that Greta's using her creative powers for good?
This is just the beginning. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go make paper puppets of a witch with a bear and a half dinosaur.
Well, that's just a true story.
I love baloney.